Yo, what is up, guys? I am your code specialist Dev Jobalia. So today, another day, it is another day, and we are going to solve some of the trickiest question of recursion from the SDA sheet. So the question for today is subset 2. How the question goes is that we are given an integer array nums that contains duplicate. So one of the thing to remind is array contains duplicate. Your task is to return all possible subsets. Return all possible subsets. Mm, return only unique, those who are unique. Note the individual subsets should be sorted. So they are giving a hint that we have to sort it. So subset elements should be sorted. What next? This is it. So since here it is sorted, amongst the subset one, the empty bracket is also one subset. The whole thing itself is also a subset, and the order of printing is of not concern. After which 1, 2 and all are subset. But what the problem is, we cannot rearrange this. So 2, 1, 2 is not a subset. So arrangements should be same. So possible things that can happen is 2 raised to n permutations can form. Uh, so we are using auxiliary space for 2 raised to n things, and what k is the insertion time into the auxiliary data set. So let us first ask ChatGPT what is space complexity. The space complexity of algorithm refers to the memory required by algorithm to solve the problem based on the input size. It includes all additional space used by the algorithm apart from input itself. It measures in terms of amount of memory used at any point during execution. Highest amount of memory used. It includes auxiliary space, output space, requires amount to store the output. So to store all 2 raised to n outputs, 2 raised to n sized auxiliary space will be required. And what auxiliary space used by algorithm in the internal computation. So for in call stack and all comes under auxiliary space. So auxiliary space of 2 raised to n. So call stack will be also of 2 raised to n. And our time space complexity is also 2 raised to n, because 2 raised to n plus 2 raised to n. Another 2 raised to n is for storing the output into the array list. That is it. So let's go start understanding it. Since it is recursion, let's understand it with decision tree. So let's go on to the notes. So how we will begin is, we are given an array of 1 comma 2 comma 2 and index I. Currently we are pointing at 1 0. So function, this is our function. So our recursive call will begin by storing the current answer. So temp variable will be required to store our current answer. So currently temp is at empty, yet we know that the subset can contain means empty brackets or no values. So it is also a subset. So answer will contain empty. After which for every index we will do the recursive call. So I equals to 0, we will again for I equals to 0 we will do the call. So how this call goes? So currently in our temp we are storing index 0, and so we since I is equals to 0, now we will have to move on to the next index, which is 1. So now our index has been moved on to 1, and currently this is our temp variable. So currently our temp variable. So now this is our another recursive call. So first of all, the first possibility means first answers are getting stored, then again recursive call happens. So since index was 1, our new recursive call will be, first we will add the ith index, which is 2, into the array. Now our I becomes 2, I plus 1. This is the operation of I plus 1. So answer will become 1 comma 2. So current temp becomes our answer, part of our answer. Since I equals to 2, our function would look like 1 comma 2 comma 2. So means we are adding the 2 into our temporary. Previously our temporary 1 comma 2. So our current index becomes 3. So we will add it. So answer becomes 1 comma 2 comma 2. But since I is equals to 3 and the length of possible means our input is 3, we cannot move ahead. So this is till here. Should I use another pen for next index? Yes, I prefer that to prevent mixing of this both things. So now we are going to ignore 0 and start from 2. So our temporary currently will become 2, and index will be I plus 1. So currently I is equals to 1. So 1 plus 1 is 2. So for this we will store answer current temporary I becomes I. For this function now we will iterate from I to the length of the thing, which is 3. So now at second index what the value is stored 2. So 2 comma 2 is our new I equals to 3. So this recursive call will store answer equals to 2 comma 2. But since I is now again out of bound, so we will stop over here. And what happens is this is a backtracking solution. Backtrack. How it is backtracking? Since here it is false, so we will come out of the thing, and since it is a void, so we don't have to return anything. So we will come out over here, and before coming out we will remove 2. So our temp remains 2. First it was 2 comma 2, now it remains 2. So after this, since there is no 3, means out I is equals to 2 and less than length, so this will iterate only once. So again we will have to remove 2 and go back. So temporary is currently equals to null. So now blue has done its work. Now I equals to 3. Since sorry, I equals to 2. Since ARR of I equals to ARR of I minus 1, we can't solve this ahead because it results in non-unique subsets being created. To prevent creation of non-unique subset. That was it. So here we will stop. So since our n was of 3, so 2 raised to n will be created. So 2 into 2 is 4, 4 into 2 is 8. So 8 should be the answer, right? But we are removing all the duplicates. So which will result in formation of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. 6 possibilities. Since we are removing this duplicate, we are not getting 2 raised to n completely. But if there were no duplicates, you know what the drill would be. So here the two things I have to tell you, that over here why I'm keeping this individually, but in the code answer is in parameter. So what happens is, since answer is in parameter, uh, all of this will be updated at what we see. Since it is in parameter, all of this will update to single object of answer, not different objects are created. All of this will affect single object, no new creation. So this was one thing, and another thing was, let me check OBS once a minute. Okay, so we are great. So another thing was, temp is also parameterized, which means the value of temp is shared with everyone. So in order that this function not affect the next function, so one doesn't affect this temp of 2, we have to create what we say new object, duplicate of temp for that instance. So this is one thing, and since we are backtracking, the temp will also be removed. So what happens is, for I is equals to 0, we come over here, then answer is taken, then in the recursive call we go down out over here, and then down over here. So currently temp is containing 1 comma 2 comma 2, but as we go up, now our temp, this 2 will be removed and our temp will again become this. But since there are no next iterations, we will go up again and remove 2 from the temp array, go up. Now our temp is equals to the previous state. Again we will go up, which is empty temp. Now we will go down. So see, this is backtracking. So we cannot have effect of previous calculation on our new calculation. So that is the key. Now what else? Let's go into the time complexity. So time complexity is 2 raised to n. So why 2 raised to n? 2 raised to n iteration to find subsets non-duplicate. But for everything we are taking k time for insertion. So it's around minimal. So if we don't consider the k, it's also okay. But what the k specifies is every iteration we are adding and removing. So that operation will take a time. So that was it. And before starting this plus and log n, we have to sort to know prevent duplicates. So what happens is our array is 1 comma 2 comma 2, that in that case we don't understand the problem and all, but since it is subsets, the order can be of anything. Return unique subsets in any order. They have specified that order can be of anything. Okay, so subsets representation. So 1 comma 2 comma 2 can come before 2. That can be of any order. So why we are in short, why we are doing sorting is to avoid the duplicates. Is there any another example? In Geeks for Geeks, it is not present. And and you might understood what this is for insert operation time. Space complexity will also be k into 2 raised to n. Uh, to store subset of average length k, auxiliary space. This is for our call stack. Store output auxiliary space. So let me write the definition for auxiliary and auxi double L, no double L. Auxiliary space. Where is ChatGPT? Okay. Space used by the algorithm in the internal computation, like function called stack, used during execution. Space used for internal computation or execution. You can see execution or internal computation. This is one thing. What is second? Output space. Space used to store output. That is it. Let's mark it under the cloud of information. That is it. So this was enough. Let's move on to the execution. Or do you want to see another example that why we have to sort it? So 5535. This is one of the arrays. The possible outputs are three. Let me take copy this. Come on over here. Comment this out. You might not able to see it. So let's go over here. So this is our sample input. So there are two inputs. Let's focus on this one, the output. This is the output for the next example. So let's remove that. So possible subsequences are 3, 3, 5, 5, 3, 5, 5, 3. So why we have to sort it? Subsets doesn't care of the order. So 3 is coming first in most of the case. So it indicates that the value is sorted, and subset just cares that the same output doesn't be shown twice. So 355 can come multiple times if we don't ignore all the possible duplicates. So that is why we have to sort it first. It's not of a concern for us that, or we say, what the order of the subsets are created. So if we go back onto the pen and paper and just understand it again by just writing it again. So what was the array? 35535. Should I do it over here? Nah, 5355. This is our input. So first we sort it. 5 array 35555. So subsequences are, yo bro, 33535. So the order doesn't care. Example 535. One of subset is, what is the one of the subset? 355. So we can do this. That is the reason why just we can't do is, let me write it up. Can't do if our array is 535 all of this is equal, so can't do this. So too much into theory, let's go code it, man. Where are you, geeks for geeks? Let's remove this part, and first let's close the lid for the pen. Take a deep breath. So what it is? A public static function, keeping it void, we will call is backtrack. Backtrack. Track. Yes. So what will it contain? Obviously nums, the index, array list of Anshu, and another array list, not a nested list, simple one, temporary. If you don't know what temporary is, go rewind it. Might be distracted. So, what the base case would be if so? Here there is something unique. There is no need for base case. Add answer dot add new array list. Simple 1D array. It will store our temporary variable. So now for int I equals to index I is less than a nums length I plus plus. So for every I we have to do, means for every element. So how does it begin? We will add it into temporary, the current nums of I. After this we will do our backtrack function, nums index plus 1 answer temporary. What else? That is it. Answer. Yes, this is it. After computation, we will backtrack. So answer dot remove. What we will remove? Nums of I, or just the end. Temp dot size minus 1 array size minus 1. So here the case will come that if I is greater than index, this is not a base case, it is just to remove duplicates. If I is greater than index and I is less than array dot length, and nums of I equals to nums of I minus 1, we will just continue. That is it. This is to remove or prevent working with duplicates. That is it. Yes, we will need our answer thing created post itself. Again, temporary also will be created beforehand, but it will not contain all of the 2D part. We will call the backtrack function, perform all the computation on answer, and we will just return answer. That is it. For I is equals to index compilation completed. Why did 2 comma 2 not come into the answer? System dot out dot print ln temporary print lm empty. So this is happening. Then what is the error? Let's duplicate this after this. Okay, so they don't want 2 comma 2. So I was doing the minus for nothing. I didn't understand the question previously, so how can we avoid 2 comma 2? In our flowchart, when does 2 comma 2 come? What is the input? 1 comma 2, 2 comma 2. Why it is coming, man? Okay, so here there is some problem. If I greater than index and nums of I equals to I minus 1, Hmm. Where is triple two coming from? Let's print the index. 0, 1, 2, 3. 0, 1, 2, 3. 0, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Let us think. What is error? What is error in our code? The error is likely. Okay, that was it. Let's go submit it. 4,000 test cases. Oh my god, this might be created by ChatGPT or what? Fourteen, 414 is not being taken because 144 is being taken. Okay, so they want sorted values, right? So, but here it is not sorted. It is not taken only. What is the input? Okay, I'm so dumb. Arrays dot sort nums. I have told you all to sort, but I didn't. This feels good, right? Okay, that was it for today. I will meet you all today again, solving another code. Till then, bye bye.